back to my mental health and crime channel. This is the case of the Idaho. This is all my thoughts, my speculations, and my opinions only. Today I'd like to start by thanking all my subscribers, my viewers, for all your kind comments, for your feedbacks. That really helps me. I love my subscribers. They're really respectful, kind, intelligent, very observant. And we all want the same thing. We have been on this journey since 13th November 2022. This case means a lot for myself and for my subscribers. We want the correct justice done. That is the reason I'm going through, bit by bit, to the body cam. I'm not a forensic expert. I just want to point out things that I see that don't make sense. I wanted to give a shout out once again to Outcast Podcast. He has his live chats in the evenings or nights. Lovely channel. He's a great person. Very kind. Very promotive to all the YouTube creators. And he deserves a love and respect too. I want to give a shout out to Bianca Jane, my friend. Love you, Bianca. And I want to give a shout out to Denise, Real Eyes and Eliza, my dearest friend too. These are really people who have been supportive to me, kind, and we always get to the point. We try to just find out what is not right in this case. Last night, I was at Outcast's chat. He had a lovely panel. And I want to give shout out to a woman called Maiden Art. I hope I said your name right. I would advise you all to watch Outcast's live stream yesterday. She gave a lot of sensible, knowledgeable, interesting thoughts of what she thought about this case. She mentioned something that caught my eye, caught my ears more like. She told Outcast on the 3rd floor, the steps up towards Maddie and Kaylee's room, that there is something that looks like a camera. I found that to be very interesting, and I went and I observed it tonight, and it does look like a camera. If it's a camera, it will explain everything that I've been talking about for the past 3 years. Do you all remember the pictures that I first exposed on my channel of Saeed watching? Pictures that I always said look like a crime scene. Many other channels have just taken it without fair use purpose, but my subscribers know that it came out first from this channel. The same with what Joe Vito was watching. In fact, many people used to give me nasty comments. Not my subscribers, but other people telling me that I'm seeing things because it's blurry. When you zoom in with your camera, with your phone, it will become blurry. But then you do see figures. And most of the people actually do. That is the difference with everyone's observation. I see what I see, some people see what they see, and many people agree at times with what I see. Observing is an important skill, and active listening. That is how I found Saeed watching those pictures. Saeed watching those pictures is extremely interesting because Saeed paid a Venmo for $6. He paid it at 2:13 on the 13th of November 2022. Isn't that interesting? He was watching it in front of the cops on Banfield. Jovito and the people yelling out Zana's name that I exposed to were all watching, I think, a live stream or pictures or something. Let's not forget, it came out on the 911 call transcripts that DM and BF, the surviving roommates, were using Instagram. Let's not forget, BF was taking photos, taking pictures for exactly a minute. DM was actually creating a number. I showed you all the pictures of DM showing a finger, although I hate to say that, at 3:33 with a friend. She downloaded that at 3:33. Some people have said that was from the night before, from the sororities party. But guess what? It means something because she uploaded it on the 13th. Something was going on at 3:30 and 3:33. A masked man with the green hoodie jacket and the black balaclava was seen outside 1122 King Road. It was on Geo Snapchat. So how come all these pictures were flying around? These people were at 10 a.m. Jack John Rogers Showalter said it in his report that he was on a group chat, a Snapchat group chat at 10 a.m. Wasn't that what Dave said? Dave was the guy who told us he was on his way to work, and at 10 a.m., social media was going wild in the college. He said people were saying there were 4 ODs at 1122 King Road. He said some were saying there were 4 homicides at 1122 King Road. Why didn't these people call the police? This doesn't make sense. So let me show you all what Maiden Art was talking about. Whatever the item is, whatever I show y'all, the credit goes to Outcast Podcast, his channel, because I got it from his live stream. Please like, share, subscribe, show him some love. And a big shout out to Maiden Art, really intelligent woman. You can go and check the live stream of Outcast yesterday and listen to the guests' opinions. We can agree to disagree. I don't expect anyone to agree with me. I don't mind people disagreeing with me as long as they keep it respectful. We have community guidelines to follow, and most importantly, these 4 victims are not here with us. The families are watching. I have respect for them. We all have respect for these victims. That is the reason I'm working so hard. I promise my subscribers from day one, I'm not going to leave any stone unturned. I was talking about the fraternities, sororities, before anyone went in that direction. The person who was talking about the sororities and the fraternities was mayhem, murder mayhem. Respect to him. Bubbly Waters, she does great work too. And myself, I didn't see anyone going in that direction. Many people have changed their directions. They believe that this is a hit from the Aryan nation. That could be possible. Nobody said that other organizations are not involved. But I personally believe the cartels, it would be too messed up. Why would they take a chance to come to a college town and do a quadruple? They try to keep everything hidden. They wouldn't be working with college students because they deal with severe things. They wouldn't trust college students to bust their plan. I personally believe, in my opinion, with everything I've seen from day one, that it is sororities, allegedly, fraternities, allegedly, something happened that night at the party in Sigma Chi, and I believe Ethan and Zana were alive first, and most likely they were unalived outside. Not outside 1122 King Road, more like 1119 King Road, the White House. Although it was blurry and I zoomed in, I showed you, the guy was taking pictures of two people on the ground. One of them had long hair. You could see that. That would be Zana, unfortunately. I don't understand why they're releasing all these crime scene pictures, although they're redacted, although they have blurred things out. We can see what we see. Y'all should have blurred out Jack D's hands to start with. I like to show exactly what I'm referring to, so I'm showing y'all the timestamp. 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Now, without me even zooming in, do y'all see what I see on the left-hand side? This is what Made in Art was talking about in Outcast's channel. Shout out to both of them. Great observation, in my opinion, Made in Art. I don't know if this is a light or could this be a camera. What do you think, guys? Is this a camera? Could they actually have put a camera, but then it would have been a mission for them? But you never know. Did the girls put up a camera to be safe, or did someone put it up? These people were paying Venmos. I've exposed to y'all Saeed's pictures. Remember Jovito's pictures. And remember the Grub truck people. What do y'all think, my subscribers? Could that be a camera? I'm sure there are many people, hopefully on YouTube, who work with cameras or sell cameras for a living, or have home cameras. We have doorbell cameras, yes I do, but not a camera inside my house. That is privacy. Do you think these people put a camera there? And that is how they were watching the whole crimes folding. So you will see it now. Pay attention. Do you see that? It goes quickly. Remember, guys, this is all my speculations, my thoughts, and my opinions. This is not facts. I'm not saying it's a camera, but I'm saying that it's strange, whatever it is. If it's a light, could it be a light? Nah. I don't think it's a light. Let me know what you think, guys. Remember, it's I think 7 minutes and 45 seconds. Start from 7 minutes when the police are upstairs on the 3rd floor. One is standing down on the steps and there are 2 upstairs. That's when they open Maddie and Kaylee's door and say, close the door. And they say, there's a dog inside. Poor Murphy. Is this a camera? Could this be what Saeed was watching? If it's a camera. If it's a light, then I apologize. If it's something else, I apologize. But once again, anything that doesn't make sense to me, I'm going to ask my subscribers what they think. Because that's what my subscribers asked me to do. Shout out to Scott Perkins. I loved the feedback he gave me a couple of weeks ago. He said, Huda, just continue showing us what you find and let us make the decision of what we see. Now that is a smart thing to say, and that's how we should think. So what is that? Could that be a camera? Could they have taken the camera roll? Or there was always a thought that used to come to my head. Could it be possible that whoever did this, one of the suspects could have had a body cam on and he was showing everything live? I hate to say that, but Venmos were being paid. People were watching crime scene pictures at the band field and in the Grub truck. In my opinion, and I'll show you that once again. Let me know what you think. It looks like it's installed on the roof. But is it hanging from the roof? Why does it look like a CCTV camera? This does look like a camera. I don't think this is a light. And this would make sense. Do you all remember what Sigma Chi fraternity said? At 3:10 a.m., they were watching a female sitting on a bed with long blonde hair facing the window. It looked like Kaylee. May she rest in peace. It could have been Maddie. Whoever it was, it should have been easier if they installed a camera here. Trigger warning. And I'm telling y'all honestly that they're blurry. Some pictures are clear, especially Saeed's pictures are clear for some reason. Saeed paid his Venmo to David B. Jack K was taking Venmos for $6 too. From his sister, Liz Katovich and Molly Gray. Now what is interesting is one of the people watching these pictures is actually Liz Katovich. So let's see. We can see figures here. I don't know what they are, but these people are watching something. Oh my God. I've shown this picture 2 years ago, but I personally haven't looked properly at it. Doesn't it look like someone with black long hair on the floor? Is this Sana? God forbid. Guys, this is all my speculation once again. And this is my speculation about what these people are watching. So these are real pictures these people are watching on their device. And this one scared me because you see it clearly. Was Zana wearing a red jumper, I wonder? Because this is someone clearly with black hair. Now the girl with the big hat and like the check black and white pant is Liz Katovich. That is Jack Katovich's sister. He was collecting Venmo's shoe. What is she watching? Why does this look like the living room of 1122 King Road? Just my opinion. We can see a figure there. I believe this is one of the suspects. Oh my God. Do you see what I'm seeing? Although it's blurry, because when you zoom in, the color changes. You can try that yourselves, guys. I see two people on the floor. And I see somebody wearing a red jumper. May they rest in peace. It looks like Zana and Ethan to me. I wonder if that was how Zana was found. Idaho, Moscow, did y'all check the Venmos? Did y'all check the people at the Grub truck? Did y'all check the people on Banfield? They were watching some serious crime scene pictures. Now the reason y'all see two different pictures is one, she's watching. The upper one is her friend, the tall guy. There are twins that were at the Grub truck standing with her. I have never paid attention to this picture closely, but y'all can see. Y'all can make up your minds, but that doesn't look right to me. That definitely looks like somebody injured on the floor. In fact, it looks like two people, in my opinion. If you'll go back to the Grub truck, remember these two people. Just remember this big cowboy hat. That is Liz Katovich. She went to the same sorority as Kaylee. Her best friend Molly Gray, who's taken a couple of pictures with Kaylee, both of them were sending Venmos. And it was Jack Katovich, her younger brother, from the Sigma Chi, who opened the Venmo. Guys, trigger warning. Do you see what she's watching now? This is Liz Katovich. You can see the hat. I'm just going nearer. What do y'all see? This is disturbing. You can clearly see two heads. Somebody's actually standing near them. In fact, I see two people standing and two people on the floor. I'm just going back to the pictures I saved from the beginning and trying to compare them to the crime scene. So when Maiden Art shout out to her, when she told Outcast about the camera, this is what came to my mind. I believe Zana and Ethan were fighting for their lives before the crowd started yelling Zana, Zana, because the crowd comes later. I don't know what she's watching. This was one of the first things I actually exposed after Saeed is pictures and Jovito and the Grub truck. Some people say He didn't put anything in Maddie's mouth. Look at number 9 and look at his hand. His hand is clearly inside Maddie's mouth. Is that why Maddie couldn't fight for life? Was Maddie OD'd? Is that what they were talking about at 10 a.m. on the Snapchat group chat? Dave said there was talk about the students got a bad batch of drugs and they OD'd. So did they stage the crime after they OD'd? Or was there always pre-planned crimes going to happen that night? I believe it's a bit of both. This is not something they should avoid. There should have been a court case because I want to know what number 9 put in Maddie's mouth. I like how somebody told me once, he's just putting a chewing gum in her mouth. Why would you take so long to put a chewing gum in someone's mouth? And why wouldn't you hand them over the chewing gum? Nobody goes around putting chewing gum in someone's mouth like that. The whole Grub truck was surrounded and watching while he did this. Pay attention to this. Even Showalter is watching what number 9 is getting to put in Maddie's mouth. It was all the sororities and fraternities and surviving roommates involved, in my opinion. I'm not saying they did it, but I'm saying some of them are carrying weapons. What is going on here is really sad. It should have been investigated. Do you remember this guy? He is Ryan, his friend. I think Ryan's the one in the orange jumper. But this is Ryan's friend, and I heard he's Hannah Clay's brother. You see the guy in the brown jacket, his friend? He's talking to Jack Showalter. Do you see the box in his hand, the food box? He throws it in the bin on his way out. He doesn't even open his food. Isn't that a red flag? And Showalter? Showalter didn't even order food. You can hear the crowd yelling Zana.
They must have said Zana's name over 4 times. Yeah, against Zana.
Ethan, let's go. It's clear to see. If any other 4 alternative suspects were involved, it's the fraternities, sororities, and possibly the surviving roommates, in my opinion. Not accusing anyone. I'm just pointing out what I believe with thorough research, with zooming in, although it's blur, catching them, calling out Zana's name. What is strange is whatever Jovito is watching is what Liz Katovich was watching. There was someone dressed in a black jumper or a black dungaree. Whoever it was, there is someone in the crime scene. And shout out to Denise once again. Denise showed me something very important. The pictures that Jovito's watching looks like it's the kitchen of 1122 King Road. I'll put it up on the thumbnail so that you can see it. This one is watching something too. So I think all these people had to have paid for the Venmos. Let's look at what Jovito is watching. Are you watching this, guys? Just focus on his camera, his phone device. Somebody's clearly standing with somebody on the floor. That looks like, I hate to say that, Jack D. The reason I say Jack D is because he's the one I've already captured with his fingers cut and inflamed. What is this? There's somebody on the floor. There's red liquid on the floor, or red stains, and there's somebody standing, and they're holding the person, or they're doing something, God forbid. This picture gives me the creeps. I hate to say that. This is number 9 before he put something in Maddie's mouth. And look at Hayden, the guy with the long hair, on his iPhone or his Apple Watch. I see Jovito talking on his Apple Watch. I believe these people are giving each other codes, in my opinion. Those two sitting there are the neighbors. The one next to 1122 King Road. Now I'm adding everything, all the blurry pictures, video cams that I zoomed in because I believe they're important. This is the one with the white Sierra, allegedly BK driving to 1122 King Road. This is the guy exposed running. He's at the Grub truck too. I've shown y'all. He's there for a while and he's recording Maddie and Kaylee at the Grub truck. He's standing right behind them. Let me know what y'all see. I see 2 people on the ground. I hate to say that. And he's taking pictures of them. This is sad, but this is true. That's why I believe there wasn't much red liquid in Zana and Ethan's room, because they could have, just saying, my speculation, they could have been unalived at this house. I believe there was a couple of crime scenes. May they rest in peace. What do y'all see, guys? Trigger warning. This is just my thoughts, my opinions, and nothing else. I ain't disrespecting the victims. I really, really care for them. That's why I want to expose everything I see. It's up to everyone what they see. Some people may not see what I'm talking about, but you can see. Just look at the flow, nothing else. It's in one of my videos that I made. I think it's on 4K, and the other one is on 24,000 views. Watch them and study what's going on. Please. The only thing I've done with this picture is zoom in, and I lightened up the color in this one. And you can still see the people on the ground. Now this is the first one that I exposed. I don't want to name channels who have just taken it without fair use purpose. Pay attention to this, guys. When I exposed this picture, I said I believe Kaylee was in the sitting position, and that's how she was found. That's what her father said. And this was before Steve said it. This is what I saw this man, Saeed, watching. There has to be an explanation for these pictures. So my question goes back to what I started talking about in the beginning. Is that a camera on the 3rd floor that were recording all these unalivings? Just a question. The guy with the hoodie has a big, huge bump on his head, which I showed you all before. Pay attention to Saeed's hand too. It's not only Jack D. Saeed's hand doesn't look right. And it's not even the light or that it's blurry. His hand has been through something. These people just didn't get injuries on the hand. It's impossible. I believe they all came from the crime scene. And I always said the Banfield boys and Saeed, Alpha Kappa Lambda boys, are involved, in my opinion. All these people running around that night should be questioned. That's the reason I never give up with my theory about the fraternities, sororities, Banfield boys, Alpha Kappa Lambda, aka Shawalter, all these people. The reports are even showing that there's things lacking. Did they ever take a DNA test of Saeed and the Banfield boys, I wonder? Look at Saeed. He's watching the pictures he paid the Venmos for. Saeed, why did you pay a $6 Venmo at 2:13? To David Baracho or Baricha or David B, whatever he's called. Why were these people sending each other Venmos? It was the sororities, especially Kaylee's sorority. Banfield boys, the Alpha Kappa Lambda boys, and Sigma Chi fraternity boys. And the surviving roommates, the Jacks, Adam, in my opinion, needed to be investigated thoroughly. I've always said that. I personally believe people see things differently. As a therapist, I see that BK looks like he was under rugs, serious rugs. So I do believe that he was using for a couple of years. He looked like he was on some rug recovery, because once he got arrested, if he was using rugs, it would make sense that he came and bought it from 1122 King Road. I showed you all Bethany Funky's Venmos. She was selling COCAINE. People were telling her to put it under Rayleigh's dumpster. I'm sorry that this is a long video, but I wanted to get everything in one clip so that it relates to what they were watching on the cameras, the Venmos. This is clearly somebody with a white mask. Some people believe it's a female. I believe it could be anyone. At times I believe it's Shawalter, allegedly, because he had on a white hoodie. He just had to take his hoodie up. So DM, in my opinion, was giving us false statements. The person had on a white mask. This was the only person who had a white mask on. I've seen many pictures and I don't see anyone else with any balaclavas. I do only see DM and Queen Kelly allegedly with pictures of balaclavas that leaked out from their Visco account. That was what DM was busy with, in my opinion. Why does this place look like it's 1122 King Road, the living room? It's too bright, but I have other pictures of them, which I will soon put up in a clip. Somebody with a white jumper. What is the red on their back? This is one of the pictures Saeed is watching. It's very blurry, but you can see people. You can see figures. Is there two people on the floor? Look at this man's face. He isn't scared of the undercover cops. He's watching what he's watching. And his hand looks injured. Saeed, where have you been? These people were watching the crime scene photos live. And let's not forget, DM and BF were sending Venmos. Sorry, not sending Venmos. DM and BF were actually taking pictures, creating numbers, calling their fathers to lawyer up, in my opinion. So these pictures, these Venmos, and the mask these frats and sororities are carrying need to be investigated. And the weapons they're carrying too. I've showed them plenty of time. Now look at Ethan Knight, the guy with the jeans right in front of Saeed. Look at his jeans. Is that a hook or knife? I don't know. But whatever it is, it's not supposed to be in someone's jeans. So guys, now we are back at the crime scene. You can see the cop going down the steps. This is what Maiden Art was talking about. Is this a camera? Is this a light? Please let me know. And if it's not a camera, I still have questions. Where were these people watching these pictures from? Who was sending the pictures? I know that Jack K was the one taking Venmos. He's from the Sigma Chi. And so was David B. Let me know what y'all think. I even showed y'all the clip that Chaos Sector played, and they gave me really good credit. Shout out to Chaos Sector. If you remembered, Chaos Sector played my clip where I first found Maddie's coat behind the fire extension. So all these things I've been exposing, in my opinion only, can't be all a coincidence. They blurred this because I showed you the knife on the table. Now they've gone down. I wonder why they blurred exactly this part. That is where I found the knife in my last clip. Something that looks like a knife allegedly. So now my question is, God forbid, is it possible that the knife sheet was planted by whoever up in the room? Why would you blur this? Now you can see the table on the 3rd floor. Why does it look like there's red liquid there? These are very interesting pictures. I think Kaylee came with the white suitcase. Poor girl. May she rest in peace. Now once again, is that a camera, guys? Would they be so dumb to actually leave the camera behind? Or is that a light? That is a weird place to have a light on. Guys, this is all my opinions. I still need to analyze. It could be a light or it could be a camera. But the main point that I'm coming to is all the pictures Jovita was watching, Said was watching at the Grub truck at Banfield were from the crime scene. So who was sending it around? I don't think it was BK. BK doesn't even know the victims. I like the new sheriff. Shout out to him, honestly. He's on point by telling us the truth that BK had no connections. He said we didn't even find any pictures on his phone of any of the victims. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know your opinions. Guys, let's be respectful, mindful, like we always are in this channel. I respect my subscribers. And shout out to Outcast and Maiden Art for pointing this out. Have a lovely day.